Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to part 3 of the CAGED series. We know from part 2 we can move the chords, we can move different types. We have 5 different types. I want you to understand where the name CAGED comes from. C-A-G-E-D. There's a reason why these 5 types are sequenced in that way. When I play my C chord here, I had a C chord with an A type here. I had a C chord with a G type here. The C chord with E type right here. And the C chord with the D type all the way up here on the 10th fret. And then if I'd start over, the 12th fret is my open string again. I would have a C chord up all the way up here on the 12th fret as well, with a C type again. These are all the same chord, but all different types. If you have a bass note playing below, then you might be able to hear this very well. Most of these have a low C going on anyway. But you can see that on top there's different notes, and the notes are stacked in a different way. So my C chord here, that's actually stacked in the way that it would be laid out on the piano. C, E, G right next to each other, and then C, E again on top. So we have 5 notes, which there's 2 C's, 2 E's, and 1 G. So that's how come we're playing a triad, which really only consists of 3 notes, but we're playing 5 strings. We're doubling notes. And then I go here, I play the C chord. There's a different spacing. It's a C to a G to a C to an E to a top G again. If my bar reaches over and plays a high E string too. So my C chord with a C type to an A type. It's the same chord, but it sounds differently because the notes are stacked differently. And the same for this. And for this. So we have to learn to see the connection. If I see my C chord right here, this note will stay for my A type. So C type and A type are always going to be connected by this note. In a C type, I have a C here and a C here. In an A type, I have a C here and a C here. And my next connection is going to be if I follow the word CAGED, and that is a very important sequence that you just have to remember. I have students, they write it on here or on here. I had one he had himself a bracelet made that said CAGED, so he could just always check what is the next one until he memorized it so well that he will always know. So this is where my sequence starts, with a C chord played in C type. And the next one has to be C-A-G-E-D, has to be A type. And again, it's a C chord. So the next one after A, C-A-G, has to be this one. You see? And the connecting note was this C right here. When I play a C here, this is my octave. And on the G string, I have my root on the G string for the G type. And I get a C chord played G type in the 5th position. A little bit uncomfortable, but it can be used. And most importantly is that you see it. You will find ways further on down in this series where we apply this, and we're not going to hurt ourselves playing this chord. We're just going to be playing parts of this. If you have big hands, big strong hands, it might not be a big deal to you, but for us normal mortals, it's a stretch. So what's the next one after that? We had C type, A type, G type. We have to go up to E type, C-A-G-E. So the E type up here would be this one. You might know this from playing a C5 or C power chord. I'm just making it the full chord with the full bar. and I see these two notes. They were part of my G type, and they are part of my E type. These two notes, and on the G type, I have the middle C here. On the E type, it's on the D string. So we had C type, A type, G type, E type. The only one that's missing still is my D type. So for D type, I'll look where's my C on the D string, right here, and I form that chord that we had in part 2. A D chord moved with an extra finger so that I can play what usually is my open string when I play a D up here. All the way up here is a C chord. This is my C chord with D type. You see all these connecting notes. You have these two C's. This one's going to be in the A. The top one here is going to be in the G. The top two C's here are going to be in the E type. The middle one here is going to be in the D type. So that way you can start connecting C major chord all over the neck. And like I said before, don't hurt yourself. If some of these are really hard to play, just play around a little bit with parts of them. Like if you would only be playing the top 3 strings, and you find what notes are the ones on the top 3 strings. Okay, that would be this one. That would be this one. This one. And back down to here. And already with that, you can make music. You have your bass player or piano player do something on a C chord, like something like that, and then you go on top and you go. Just moving your C chord around through the different types. But there will be more about the different applications in the other parts of the series. For now, I just want you to start to understand how C, A, G, E, and D types follow each other. See you in the next part. Thanks for watching.